to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations. In today's video, we're going to be diving back into some Cookie Run Kingdom and bringing you guys my team composition that I am utilizing for episode 13 normal mode and also dark mode. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to be showing you guys the team composition that not only works for story mode, as you can see, I've got 90 out of 90 golden stars, but also that's going to be used for dark mode. I've got only 18 out of 90 currently, but that's purely just because I ran out of stamina jellies. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, and that's going to be this team composition is used for the entire episode besides the final boss stage. Naturally, with it being a final boss stage, you should be running more single target damage and more, DPS units in general, so you can make sure you kill them in the allotted amount of time versus this team composition, which is going to be built all around survivability and around those debuffs that are being applied. If you don't know what I'm talking about, down here in the bottom right, you can see that this specific episode has 3 different debuffs. The very first one is going to be healing decrease. Your allies' healing decreases by 65%. The next one is going to be shield capacity, also decreases. Your allies' HP shield capacity decreases by 65%. And then the last and final one is enemies debuff resist is increased. All enemies debuff resistance does increase by 40%. So essentially, that's what makes this episode very hard and also very unique. It's applying 2 different debuffs to your team for healing and HP shields. And then the third one is going to be buffing the enemy, which is going to be increasing their debuff resistance. So officially diving in here to the overall team that I'm currently utilizing, and I used all the way through the normal mode, now working my way through the dark mode. That's going to be none other than Strawberry Crepe, Holly Berry. We've got Eclair back here, Dark Cacao, and then I've also got Cotton Cookie. If we take a look at the overall toppings here for each cookie, we've got Holly Berry going to be coming in at a 41.5% damage resistance, running a full solid almond set. The next one is going to be Strawberry Crepe, once again running a full Swift chocolate set here. We're really aiming for anything over that 17% cooldown and also as much damage resistance as we possibly can, because we really want to make sure that we keep, Strawberry Crepe alive as a frontline unit, and also we really want to make sure that we can utilize the skill as often as possible. And then it's important here to mention really quick, as you can see here, the Crepe Thrust ability is not going to be providing an HP shield, and that's going to be the reason why that debuff does not really cater to Strawberry Crepe, and why Strawberry Crepe is actually a very good cookie to utilize in this overall episode. It uses a giant crepe arms to cause area damage, reduces damage received by 2 allies, targets the cookies first with the lowest max HP, and then it says here the single hit damage is 578.2%, and it's going to be giving plus 50% damage resistance over 8 seconds to those 2 cookies with the lowest HP. And then as far as Dark Cacao's toppings, as you can see here, once again, just like Holly Berry, because he is going to be a, tank, we're going to be utilizing a full solid almond set to add to the survivability. I do only have 30.9% damage resistance currently, which is not going to be the best overall, but I do have some additional stuff like debuff resistance, crit resistance, and then also 8% cooldown, which will allow us to utilize his skill more often. The next one we've got, that's going to be Eclair. Eclair is going to be running a full Searing Raspberry set to just try to maximize as much damage as we possibly can. I do have that 6% cooldown that you would need for something like Guild Boss, but also just, a little bit there to add to the overall, using his skill more often to apply that weakness debuff, if it does happen to land. And then last but not least, we've got, that's going to be 14.3% damage resistance to add to, once again, the overall survivability. The next one we've got, and that's going to be Cotton Cookie down here, again, running a full Swift chocolate set. I did not change this up for my Guild Boss strategy. They're going to be running, 24% cooldown, which again is very good for Guild Boss. Only 6% here on damage resistance, and we've got little to nothing on the overall attack percent. Nevertheless, here though, we're just essentially utilizing Cotton Cookie for the overall skill. We want the minions out there. We want the slight hesitation on the stun. We want the buff on the minions, and we want the overall healing that is going to be provided by Cotton. And then last but not least, here we've got, and that's going to be the 3 individual treasures. We're running the Old Pilgrim Scroll for the attack percent. We've got the Jelly Watch for the overall cooldown. And then last but not least here, and that's going to be the Revive Feather as we scroll down, because I've got it at level 12. If a cookie happens to actually die, it's going to be reviving with 100% of their max HP. So again, very, very good treasures here to utilize with this overall composition for episode 13. Now, just a quick reminder here, guys, that this is not a final boss team. This team is strictly designed to get you all the way through the episode whether it's going to be story mode or dark mode, to get to the final boss. I've got a video coming out very soon that is going to be 1330, strategy. I'm going to break down the entire fight, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what team I used to clear 1330 for normal mode and also dark mode. Now, officially diving in here to some gameplay, we're going to go ahead and, pop off in a battle for you guys. We're going to spend 16 stamina here. We're just going to run the next one we have for our dark mode sequence because I'm trying to work my way up to 1330. I'm just going to let the thing play here on auto mode, but essentially, if you are struggling on auto, always a good tip to remember, and that's going to be to just, swap it over to manual mode and utilize your skills at the maximum efficiency. As you can see here, we're still applying a ton of debuffs to the enemies utilizing this team. We've got Eclair for the weakness debuff. We've got Dark Cacao here to apply a whole bunch of additional debuffs. We got Holly Berry for the overall tankiness. We've got, Strawberry Crepe for the overall tankiness, and we literally are having zero issues. Now, I will say we do also have level 60 cookies, so if your cookies aren't exactly at level 60, then yes, your results might vary here. I would honestly say spend a little bit more time, level up your cookie houses, get additional experience jellies, level up your cookies, make sure their skills are even maxed out as well, just in general. But as you can see here, guys, we're literally almost done with, 13-7 on dark mode, and we have had zero issues. Again, guys, make sure your toppings are going to be in order as well. That's very important. I see a lot of players, actually neglecting their toppings or, not really utilizing the correct sets on each individual cookie. That's why we break them down in these videos ahead of time, just to give you guys an example of how much, the overall damage, from toppings actually makes. And then as you can see here for the overall damage report from that victory, we've got basically all three of our units doing a ton of damage. We've got, Cotton Cookie coming in here at 15 or, 1.5 mil. We've got 1.7 mil coming in at Eclair, and then we've also got 1.6 as Dark Cacao being next. And then obviously our two tanks, doing really good, soaking up pretty much all that damage. We had Eclair down here taking some damage from something, but nevertheless, still very good team composition to utilize and build. And essentially, that's going to be completing today's video, guys. Just a quick suggestion here. I know a lot of people might ask the question, if you do not have Dark Cacao, who exactly could you substitute in that place? And Dark Cacao is absolutely not going to be necessary. You could easily substitute another damage dealer. The biggest kicker here, though, is you want to make sure that whatever damage dealer or DPS unit you put in there, whether it's going to be Sea Fairy or somebody like Sorbet, I think those are two really good options. You need a ton of damage resistance. That's the key here for episode 13. You need damage resistance. So if you are going to be running Sorbet, stack DMR on him, not solid almonds, but DMR via substats, and same thing goes for Sea Fairy. You can utilize, Searing Raspberries or a mix set on Sea Fairy, but nevertheless, make sure you got the DMR substats in order for it to, carry you with the survivability. With that being said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. I cover it all from guides, tips, and tutorials, coupons, leaks, everything, you name it. Also, don't forget we've got a Discord. The link's provided down below. And as always, guys, I'll see you on the next one.